Good morning, Amanda. Dear students, so reproduction is the one of the essential factor of all living organisms. You know already that one. So it means it is the continued progeny, or it may be generation to generation. Is it? So whatever can be seen in the world. So you have the various type of the living organisms. Either should be plants or it should be the animals. So it is also one of the essential factor for all the organisms to continue their generation because of this reproduction. So any living organism, they can be live in the environment, they wish for existence, they can be fight for the food, shelter, all that one, is it? So likewise, here also we have to the same the reproduction is the one of the essential factor of the all living organisms. So in lower form of the organism, we can be seen in the various type of the mode of the reproduction. Maybe when the condition should be favored, they will be participating in the sexual reproduction. So when the conditions is not favorable or unfavorable, then they can be seen in the we can be seen in the asexual mode of reproduction. Is it? So maybe in the asexual mode of reproduction, we can be seen in the like that budding process, fragmentation process, and also binary fission. So these are the some of the mode of the asexual mode of reproduction. Is it? So like that, we have to see to the various type of the plants. Is it? So maybe whatever you can regard as the angiosperms. So angiosperms is one of the major contribute of the all the variety of the plants. We can be seen to that one. Almost 80% whatever you can be seen in the flowering plants. So that should be you can be seen to the angiospermic plants. We have to see to the monocot plants and also dicot plants. So depend upon their physical appearance, we can be classified to that one. Is it? So the cotyledons which have the single, then only you can be called as the monocot. So the cotyledons which can be divided into two, then you can be called as the dicotyledons. Is it? It is also one of the apart from these plants, how should be the reproduction should be occur in the flowering plants or angiospermic plants. So what are the different parts of the flower they can be participating in this sexual mode of the reproduction, and also what is the meaning of the how should be there will be involvement of the maybe pollination we can be called that one. How should be the pollination should be occur, or pollen line should be transferred, how should be the pollination should be occur, and what are the mode of the pollination should be occur in the flowering plants. All these we can be discussable in this session. So first of all, we can come across the first one is sexual mode of reproduction. What is the meaning of the sexual mode of reproduction? So we already know that they have the two types of the flowers we can be called as that one. One is male flower, another one is the female flower. Is it? So when these two type of the flowers, when the male and female both the flowers fuse together, there will be formation of that. It means maybe male and female gametes. So male flower means anther and female flower means we can be called as the oval. These two gametes should be male and female gametes fused together. They will be form a zygote formation. After zygote formation, there will be fertilization occur. That is, we can be called as the embryo, or in the plants we can be seen in the endosperm. This endosperm we can be referred to as the resulting zygote. That is, we can be called as the sexual mode of reproduction. So we cannot be seen. We already discussed about the asexual mode of reproduction, but in sexual mode of reproduction, particularly the male and female flower both participate in this type of the reproduction. If you observe any type of the flower, so there is the four regions we can be seen. So one is calyx, then corolla, androecium, then we can be seen in the gynoecium part. These four parts are very important to the any flower. If you observe any hibiscus flower, so the outermost core, so which are the supported or protected that one, that is we can be called as the calyx regions. So first part is sepals. So sepals means we can be generally they have the greenery color. So the green light green leaf like outermost circle of the flower. The flower which can be encircled these green like the flowers. So they are all sepals together is called calyx. So calyx region means it should be like this. So this is we can record as the calyx part. So all sepals, whatever sepals are there, all sepals together they will be form a calyx. This should be protect the flower in the bud form. So if you observe the any bud formation of the flower, they can be the protect that one. So whatever you can be seen in the next generation of the flower, or it should be the protect the flower in the bud form. That is we can define as the sepals. So sepals means it is nothing but a green leaf like outermost circle of the flower. So all sepals should be together. They will be form a calyx. So sepals means maybe flower maybe 4, 5 or 7, 8. So that type of the sepals we can be seen. This all sepals should be together. They will be form a calyx region. They will be mean row should be the protected the flower in the end or in the bud region. So this is the sepals part. So next second part we can be called as the petal regions. What is the meaning of the petals? So if you observe the rose color plants, they have various type of the coloring of the flowers. Is it? So some are the orange, so some are the rose, so some should be the red color, pink color, white. So the various type of the petals you can be observed in the flower regions. These are the almost very colorful and also they can be. Why should be the colorful means because of the they have the scent and also they have to attract the for the pollination effort they will attract the, some of the insects like butterflies, bees, and also some other animals also they can be attracted to each other. Yes, they have the very colorful and also they have the scent in color. All petals together refer to as a corolla. So whatever petals are there, so that petals almost that petals we can be called as what? Almost all petals they will be close together. That is we can be called as the corolla. So these are also scented and attracted by the insects. For the pollination purpose, they can be attracted by the other animals or some type of the insects, especially butterflies and bees. We can be observed that one. So this is the part of the petals. So first one is sepals. Second one is the petal part. So if you take any flower, so that should be have consist of the sepals. Second part is you can be called as the petal part. Then we can be called as the androecium. Then we can be called as the gynoecium. Or androecium is nothing but it can be called as the stem. So if you observe the hibiscus flower, so there will be some type of the this type of the part we can be seen. So this part we can be called as the anther part. So anther part. So this is the filament. So this is the base regions. So stamens means nothing but it is the male reproductive part of the plant. That is we can be called as the stamen. It means with the stalk. So it should be like a stalk type. So it is the swollen at the top. So swollen means some of the base like the top you can be seeing the top region and also lie inside the ring of the petals. So it should be attracted or it should be lying in the what? Ring of the petals you can be observed that one. So when the pollen grains are exposed, so pollen grains nothing but it is the male gametes. These pollen grains are exposed to the outermost atmospheric conditions. Then what happen? It is the burst. When it is anther should be ripened and also split into that one. So it is the yellow powder like a observer. If you observe the pollen grains, it should be like a powdery form. If you test that with the any flower of the pollen grains, it should be the powder like a structure. There is yellowish powder, and also they will be present in the number of the stamens should be present in the any type of the flower. If you observe that one. So stamens means it is one of the male reproductive part. So they will consist of the filament and anther part. So they will be stalk, swollen on the top and lie inside the ring of the petals. So they will be generally yellowish in color, powdery form. So the pollen grains are when exposed to the atmospheric condition or sunlight, they will be ripens and also split into number of the stamens. So this is the you can be called as the angle shape or you can be called as the male flower. So this is the third part of the plant. Next, another one part is we can be called as the female flower or can be called as the gynoecium. So here other one we can be called as the pistil part. So pistil part is the female reproductive part of the system. So it is consists of the stigma. So it should be look like a stigma, style, and also we can be called as the receptacle. Under that one you can be seen the ovary part. So what is the main function of this female gamete? Means it receives the pollen grains from the anther. So whatever pollen grains which are present in the anther, that should be the received from the anther. That is the main function of the pistil. It is the swollen bottom part of the pistil is ovary. So it is the swollen part. So this part can be called as the swollen part. That is can be called as the stigma. The pollen grains generally which are sticky in the nature. So the pollen grains which are entered through this stigma part, then they will be moving this style part. Middle part is the some bulge. That is can be called as the style part. Generally they will be moved after the fertilization. They will be converted into seed formation. So pistil is ovary part. So it is the ovary part we can be called to that one. So after fertilization what happens? Ovary should be become a ovule. So in ovary there is a number of the ovules should be present in this region and also they can be stored. So the main function of the ovary means it is the production of the ovules and also store them. So that is the main function of that one. So ovule means nothing but a egg cell. So egg cell means it is the female gamete we can be called as the egg cell or ovules. So pistil should be consist of the carpel region. So pistil region means it can be called as the carpel. So the base of the flower on which all parts of the flower attracted to the receptacle. So receptacle region means the base of the flower on which all parts of the flower attached together. That is we can be called as the receptacle. So these are the some basic four regions of the reproductive part of the flower. One is sepals, then petals, stamens, pistil. So these are the four parts we can receive. So sepals means it is nothing but a outermost core which can be covered with the term, that is it can be called as the sepals. Then petals means it is the colorful and most attractive part of the insect. All petals together form a corolla region. Stamen is the nothing but it is the male gamete which should produce the stamens. Then like that pistil is the female reproductive part, it should be produce the female gametes. This is the one part of the sexual part of the reproduction in the what are the main parts of the flower. Then we can go to the next concept. So that is we can be called as the mode of the sexual mode of the reproduction. In flower we can be seeing the two types of the flower. One is we can be called as the unisexual flower. Another one is we can be called as the bisexual flower. So unisexual flower means it is nothing but only single gamete should be present. Either it should be the male or it should be the female gamete should be present in that one. So that is it can be called as the unisexual flower. Either it should be the male flower or it should be the female flower depending upon the nature. So that is it can be called as the unisexual flower. Only single parent should be the participant in the mode of reproduction. So maybe if you observe some plants like a papaya or watermelon, corn, cucumber. So these are some type of the flowers, some type of the plants which are unisexual in nature. Next one is bisexual. So bisexual means other words scientifically we can be called as the hermaphrodites. So hermaphrodites means both male and female gametes both present together. That is we can be called as a hermaphrodite or bisexual flower. So bisexual means both male and female gametes should be present in the same single flower. That is we can be called as the bisexual flower. So usually the some plants like a rose, mustard, and also hibiscus flower. So these are the some of the example of the bisexual flower. So how should be the reproduction should be occur, and what are the changes should be occur from the formation of the seed and fruit? So what is the main function of this one means, because whatever pollen glands are there, they will be attracted from the male gamete to the, it should be reaches to the female gametes. Then there is some changes should be occur. The male and female gametes should be fused together. They will be forming ovary to ovules. Ovules should be becoming enclosed by the seeds. Maybe it should be becoming a seed formation, or it is the main role should be male and female gametes should be become a ovary part. After that one, it should be the fertilization should be occur in the this one. So this is the main function of the any type of the unisexual or bisexual flowers. So next concept is pollination. So what is the meaning of the pollination? So you know that the pollen glands. So pollen glands are the one of the male gametes which can be present in the male flower. So pollen glands means it is nothing but a, so pollination means nothing but a transfer of the pollen grains. So pollen grains should be transferred to the one region to another region. Some more maybe wind, light, water. So like that they will be traveled from the one side to another side. So here we can call it the pollination. So if you observe the some of the flies like butterfly, bees, they will be go to the, they will visit to the flower for the sucking of the nectar, is it? So they disturb the nectar also. So whatever they can be start from the one flower to another flower, they will be pollen grains should be come to the, their legs, and also they will be transferred to the pollen grains to another flower. For this reason, it can be called as the pollination. So pollination means it is the transfer of the pollen grains which can be from the anther of the flower to the stigma of the pistil. So anther of the pollen grains to stigma of the stem, that is we can refer as the pollination. So anther means male gamete and should be the process of the female gamete, that is we can refer as the stigma of the pistil. So what is the meaning of the pollination? Pollination means it is the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther of the stigma, to stigma of the pistil. Anther of the stamen to stigma of the pistil part, that is we can refer as the pollination part. So depend upon this pollination, we can be observed in the two types of the pollination. One is we can refer as the self pollination, another one is we can refer as the cross pollination. So what is the meaning of the self pollination? So if you observe the only in the plant only the one flower should be have, is it? So only that flower, the anther of the whatever can be called as the anther of the stamen, so which can be transferred to the stigma of the pistil. They can be transferred to the pollen grain within the same flower in the same plant. Then it can be called as the self pollination. It means transfer of the pollen grains. Transfer of the pollen grains should be transferred to the stigma of the, so stigma of the pistil in the same flower. Then it can be called as the self pollination. Self pollination can be called. So like that, cross pollination. So self pollination means there is no variety we can be observed with that type of the flower. So in case of the cross pollination, we have the various color, various taste of the foods, seeds we can be observed that one. But in the cross pollination, we have the pollen grains which can be transferred to the anther of the stamen to the stigma of the pistil to the another flower. Then we can be called as the cross pollination. So cross pollination means it is nothing but a anther of the one flower should be different plant of the wind, water or animals. So the pollen grains should be transferred to the maybe in the wind or maybe in the mode of the water, or it should be the some type of the animals also they can be bring about to that one. So that type of the pollination we can be called as the what? Cross pollination. So cross pollination is nothing but it is a process of the transfer of the pollen grains within the so another flower of the another plant, that is it can be called as the cross pollination. So these are two types of the pollination we can be see to that one. So next one is fertilization. So what is the meaning of the fertilization? We already know that when the male and female gametes both together or fused together, so they should be form a, they will be, that this gamete should be formed to the down into the pollen tube. Is it? So when the pollen grains should be attached in the stigma of the female flower, they will be started go down to the pollen tube and tube should be entered say ovule. After that, this tube, whatever it can be called that one, so this tube should be entered to the ovule part. So it present inside the ovary. So inside the ovary we can observe the this type of the ovule. The tip of the pollen tube burst. So after that, when the pollen grains should be attracted to, they started go down to the pistil of the flower. So then what happened? The pollen tube should be the burst and male gamete should be come out to the pollen tube. So here both male and female gametes fuse together, so they will be form a ovule or ovule part. So after that one, there will be formation of the zygote formation. After zygote formation, there is a some of the cell division should be occur. After some stages, there can be changes, gradually changes, that when they can be form a embryo. So lastly, you can be seen that that part should be become a harder part, that is it called as the seed. So seed is nothing but it is the resulted zygote, it can be called as the seed. So fruit means what? So it can be seen in the any plant, we have the various type of the fruits, it can be seen. So some are the tasty, some are the very nutritious, is it? So fruit means nothing but a ovary part of the plant, that is it can be called as the fruit. So ovary become a fruit, ovules should be become a seeds. The outer part of the cell. So after any flower should be, you can know that in nature flower should become a fruit. So when the flower should become a fruit, they will be whatever you can be seen in the petals, sepals, they can be fall off. After the zygote inside the ovary, it can be put from the ovule. So when they will be stand in the endospermic form or in the zygote form, they can get the fruit from the ovule and grow the cell division to form a embryo. So next, they can be after the repeated division of the cell division, so they can be form a embryo part. So embryo part of the plant, this can be called as the fruit raisins. These fruits are the ripened ovary of the flower. So after flower should be maturation, so then this can be called as the fruit. Fruit means it is nothing but a ripened ovary. So it should be protect the seed. So if you observe the any fruits, the seed should be the middle part of the flower. Is it? So that is it can be called as the endocarp and also mesocarp part. Is it? So like that, seed should be present in the center of the part. They will be protected from the further generation. So they can protect the seed from the fruits and fleshy and juice. So for example, if you observe the apple, mango, so sunlight like out the almond and also walnut. These are some of the fruits we can be observed the. So here in the mode of reproduction, you can be observed the two types. One is unisexual, another one is the bisexual mode of reproduction. So pollination is nothing but a, so it is the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther of the stamen to the stigma of the pistil, that is it can be called as the pollination. In under pollination also we can be seen the two types, again self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination means transfer of the pollen grains to keep the same flower of the stamen of the stem, that is it can be called as the self pollination. Cross pollination means it is nothing but a the pollen grains which can be transferred to the anther of the stamen to the stigma of the style of the different flower of the different plant, that is it can be called as the cross pollination. So your fertilization means after male and female gametes both together, they can be forming some changes should be occur in the pistil of the flower. So that is it can be called as the after cell division they will become a seed or ovule. So fruit is nothing but a after flowering of the any plant they will become a fruit. They will lose their parts like as the sepals and petals. Then they will become a fruit part. So in fruit part we can observe the seeds. These seeds should be enclosed in the fruit. So maybe some of the example of these fruits are mango and also some of the almond and walnut. These are some of the example of the fruits. So dear students, now we can discuss about the sexual mode of reproduction. Here parts of flower, once again sepals, petals, calyx, corolla or adhesion and dilation we can record that one, and also what are the different mode of the reproduction under that one. So unisexual flower and also bisexual flower. Lastly, what is the meaning of the pollination? Different type of the pollination, and after fertilization, what are the changes should occur in the flower? So next class we can discuss about what are the agents should be helpful for the pollination. All these we can discuss